I think in the current environment, the biggest challenge is getting that spend right on the amount of technology you need, particularly around knowledge bases, and getting those. A lot of government systems are very good if you work at a counter environment, in an office, in a back office. They're not really good for people that work on the phone. So the challenge is getting the technology right and the knowledge about the customer right in those systems, and that's a real challenge because it's a big spend in this climate. What we're trying to do is actually give our operators that real customer engagement ethos, making them high performing, high quality service deliveries. They have to own what they do, and the only way they can do that is if they actually understand the vision we have, they're excited by it, and we can do that by our learning and development programs, by the way we're constantly pushing that ethos of customer delivery, quality service, those sorts of things. Make them excited about their jobs. I think those key components are understanding that the customer doesn't have to know, as I said before, what their right question is. I mean, the key component to that is understanding and finding what the customer needs, not necessarily what they want. That's a very difficult one because quite often a customer will come to you wanting something and it's not really what they need. And our staff and staff in contact centres have to work through that with no physical keys that they're on the right track or not. And the other thing I think that's really important around that is that it's what we call the by the way service as well. You ring for one thing and it's, by the way, you will also need to do X, Y and Z in order to fulfil that without the customer having to know to answer that question. I think that's a real key. I think the biggest thing that can be learned by staff in particular is that the customer's perception is actually reality. It doesn't matter how good we think we are. It doesn't even matter how good the metrics are. If the customer doesn't think so, then that is the reality for them. The other key thing to it is that it also shows you where you have gaps in knowledge of your staff and where you should direct your training, learning and development focus, which is really, really important when you have limited budgets, that you're training people to do the right thing and what the customer needs. I feel quite positive about it. It's becoming a key channel of access for service for people. I think government thought it was going to go down the path of internet, and I think that the customer, the caller, the citizen, call them what you will, has said no, we want some sort of person-to-person contact, but not necessarily in an office. So it's actually become the replacement of going into an office. It's quick, it's easy, it's efficient and it's convenient, and people can do it at their own time, but they can have confidence that there'll be a person on the other end that can answer a question which the internet can't. So I'm very positive about its future. The industry will start to move forward, and it's doing this in a small way now, but it will grow, I think, in looking at the customer not needing to know the right questions to get the right answers. And it will move forward when it sees that, I think it was mentioned earlier today, the no wrong door. This is the angle we're taking. You're a customer, there's no wrong door to go through. The person you speak to will be able to solve your issue or put you in contact with the right places.